Hello and welcome to our BioSITE virtual open house. I'm Jessica Torres, Director of Education and Programs at Children's Discovery Museum. I'm here with Sarah and Amala, and they are two students in our BioSITE Environmental Science program. Thanks for joining us today, Sarah and Amala. Hi. We're live streaming to our Facebook and our YouTube pages. So if you are watching live, say hello to us in the comments in Facebook or in the live chat on YouTube and say hello, tell us your name and where you're watching from, and let us know if you have any questions, and we'd be happy to answer them and maybe feature you in the live stream. Or if you're watching the replay, go ahead and put a comment in Facebook and we will respond to you as well. So thank you for that. Let's see, we are going to talk today about our museum's award-winning BioSITE program, which was launched in 1993, and we've served about 25,000 high school and 4th and 5th grade students who've learned the rigors of inquiry through scientific research. This is our second day of 2 days for the open house. Sarah and Amala were here on Tuesday as well, telling us about the program, and we'll have them share a little bit more about themselves right now and their experience with BioSITE.
Awesome. So, hi, I'm Amala, and I'm a sophomore in high school. I found out about BioSci in ninth grade through a presentation that our school did, and I've been wanting to join ever since. So, it's really nice to be here. And I really love the class. You learn a lot through the class with teamwork and leadership, and of course, interacting with the fourth graders. So, that's always really nice.
Great. Thank you, Amala. And Sarah, how about you?
Hi guys, I'm Sarah. As Amala said, we both kind of joined the class together, and we both discovered it in freshman year and both wanted to join it. Just sounded really fun. And my experience with it has just been that I really like it, and it's taught me a lot about skills, and it's made me notice things that I hadn't noticed before, and just taught me a lot of life skills.
That's great. I know we have some information that we're going to share today. We shared some of it on Tuesday, and then we'll share the remaining portions of the curriculum units and the activities. So, Sarah, why don't you tell us what BioSITE means?
So, BioSite stands for biology and students investigating the environment. So the bio part is just the abbreviation for biology. And so it's just us students and like discovering and learning about the environment and the ecosystem around us. And that's what it's about.
Thank you. And typically, the BioSITE program conducts field research along the Guadalupe River. And as we mentioned on Tuesday this year, due to COVID-19 and distance learning, you all had to make some really big adjustments. Can you tell us about some of the modifications you had to make for the program?
So we had to make a lot of modifications. Some of the things that we did to compromise because we weren't able to do the field research was we do videos and we film them for the fourth graders and then send it to them and then they watch it. And then we also do live meets, we make worksheets, we make a lot of activities so that we can still interact with them. So that's how we still learn about everything and teach everything at the same time.
That's great. You mentioned the students, the fourth graders. The BioSITE program trains high school students to serve as mentors for small teams of elementary school students, creating a community of learners. Tell us about the teams. How many high school students were in each team, and how many fourth graders did you work with per leader?
So there's about 3 to 4, I think usually 4 or 5. That's how many students there are in one group of leaders, and then per leader there's usually about 6 students, so you have 6 students that you're teaching per person, and then in one team there's about 4 to 5 people.
That's great. So let's talk a little bit more about the curriculum. We had 3 of the units that we discussed on Tuesday, and Sarah is going to tell us about the 3 remaining units.
So we already went over watersheds, journaling, and riparian vegetation. So now I'm going to go over birds, fish, and macroinvertebrates, or just macros, because that's a long word. So the fourth one is birds. So we learned this fairly recently, and the way we taught this is we made a video about birds and then sent it to the fourth graders. We also did an owl dissection, virtual owl dissection, and I mean virtual owl pellet dissection, and the kids got to like go onto a website and dissect an owl pellet, but through their computers and find out all the bones and everything. And then we also learned that they actually have structural and behavioral adaptations that are in two categories, so structural and behavioral. And those are they have adaptations in each category. And then two fun facts is that there's actually 10,000 different species of birds, and they are highly developed communicative creatures.
That's wonderful. And we have something for the next section unit that you're going to talk about too, right?
Yeah. So for fish, we made a video for this on more specifically on salmon, because they're really connected to the trees, the water, and us. They're really connected to the ecosystem. So now we're going to show a clip from a video from my group, talking about the salmon life cycle.
Great, here we go.
Okay, guys, so now we're going to go over the correct stages. So you can see the first stage would be eggs, because there's eggs. Second is alevin, because the yolk sac is still there. Third is fry, because the yolk sac is now gone and there's plankton. Fourth is smolt, because it has silver on its body. Turn it around, and the fifth is ocean adult, because it has markings on its back. And then the sixth is spawner, last stage, because it is about to lay eggs, so it has eggs. And soon after, it's pointing to the fish that has cross eyes, because it will soon die after.
That's great. We mentioned a little bit on Tuesday that since it's virtual learning, you all had to do videos and make video clips and activities that were provided virtually. Can you tell us again a little bit about the experience with making videos for all of these units?
Yeah, it could be difficult sometimes making the videos, but all in all, it was really, really fun to make the videos and to see the kids' reactions later on, of what they thought of the video and what they liked about it, what they learned. And it taught us how to work with our teams, because, to make a video, you have to work together. So
yeah, a lot of great skills you guys developed. And let's talk about our last unit.
So the last unit, we actually are just in right now. And so we just recently started learning about it. It's macros, and they are very complex, yet fascinating insects. And so on the right, I put dragonflies, because they're part of the macro family. And then on the left, there's a picture of different type of macros and what tolerance they have. So on the front, it says pollution intolerant. So those are the ones that they are intolerant to pollution, and then it goes down to see which are intolerant or moderately tolerant to pollution. So they can tell us, they can be water quality testers, and they can tell us how much pollution there is, and what the level of pollution is, and what the quality of the water is. So they're very good indicators.
They're good partners in this study as well. Oh, that's great. Well, thank you, Sarah, for those remaining 3 units in the program. Now we'll have Amala talk about the educational activities that you provided.
Right. So as we went over on Tuesday, we went over pen pals, journaling, and videos. And today we'll be going over worksheets, live meetings, and growths and struggles. So to make up for the lack of interaction, obviously due to the pandemic, and we've been creating worksheets that are usually paired with the videos we also create to help teach the fourth graders. And so we have we mix it up often, and we have different types of worksheets. So sometimes we'd tell them to draw something, like for example, when we did the salmon unit, we would ask them to draw the salmon life cycle, or we would sometimes mix it up and give them a Kahoot to do in class so they can have fun. So here's just a little run through of the Kahoot that I recorded and just how it's played. And usually the kids have a lot of fun playing the Kahoot.
That looks like fun.
Awesome. So the next one would be live meetings. And so we usually meet about 40 minutes with the class that we're teaching that we've paired up with. And so we log into their WebEx and kind of go over the material that we had taught them in the videos. And so the kids usually really love it because since we don't exactly have interaction where we can meet them in person, it's really nice to kind of give them a break from their school and also just, meet them and get to know them. And they usually have fun. So this is one of my students who's said that he's having a lot of fun and he always waits for the next lesson. And our last point that I have to cover, it would be our growth and struggles. So since we have no direct contact, right, hands on hands with the kids, and we aren't able to visit and study the stream either, we have to make that up with our videos and also virtual labs. So it's been really hard, obviously, because you can't recreate what nature is, right? You can't exactly do that online. And so it sometimes makes the lessons a bit less interesting for the kids as well, because they get bored easily just staring at the screen for such a long period of time. And so to keep them entertained, we do things like virtual owl pellet dissections, how Sarah covered. And since none of us exactly had any experience making the videos, we had to quickly adapt and start learning how to make the videos really interactive and just kind of help the kids keep their, just love for nature. Yeah, so.
That is great. Thanks for sharing not only the activities, but how you had to work through the different struggles you encountered and problem solve for that. So thank you, Amala, for sharing and telling us about the remaining activities used in BioSITE. Thank you again, both of you, for being here and providing such a great overview of the BioSITE program that you've had experience during this academic year. You have, as I said, showed us how to adapt. And you adapt so well to the distance learning by creating the videos and the lessons and activities, and then developing those virtual pen pals to do the mentoring. That the mentoring is usually such a key component of the program, and I'm so glad you were able to find ways to work with the students. I'd also like to thank Mr. Zacchio at Pioneer High School, who has led the BioSITE program for many, many years. His support and leadership throughout this past year has been incredible and helped keep this program going forward. Any last words, Sarah and Amala?
Thank you so much. And if you have a chance, definitely I would recommend to join BioSITE. It's a really good class.
Right. Just like Asara said, joining BioSITE would definitely help you in many ways. Just to be kind of yourself. You'll be one with nature almost. You get to learn about it. And obviously through the class and mentoring the fourth graders, you get a lot of leadership skills and also teamwork skills, because you have to work with other classmates to to interact with them.
Thank you so much for wrapping it up so well. Thank you for joining us for our BioSITE virtual open house this year. The replay will be available on both the Children's Discovery Museum's Facebook and YouTube channels. So thank you again, Amala and Sarah and Mr. Zacchio and all the students in the BioSITE program. Thanks for working through this crazy year and providing this wonderful program again. See you later. Bye.